So you're thinking about getting into trucking and becoming an owner operator. I will tell you, don't do it
Mm-mm.
right now. I will say, don't do it right now. Based on our own experience and what we've seen out here with the price of fuel, the low rates, we will say wait until next year. That
Yeah.
if you was to ask us for advice based on our personal opinion, we don't know everything, we only know what we know, we will say wait until next year.
Yeah.
Unless you have unlimited cash supply to keep up with the expenses that you're gonna have out here if you're not making money, because the rates are pretty low right now and everybody knows that.
And credit. Gotta have your credit straight, and you gotta have some cash on hand, or the combination of both, just to soften the blow, or not the blow, but be able to take care of the maintenance, because it's going to come.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it. Your truck is going into the shop at some point.
Yep.
Really, it's just a matter of how bad is it going to be. So you need something to be able to take care of the repairs.
Exactly. So, getting into the trucking industry right now, we're not telling you don't do it. Obviously, we did it. So, we're not telling you don't do it. We're just telling you, and giving you, advice based on our personal opinion. Um, I think that at this point, it will be better to wait, until sometime next year.
It's tough out here.
It's right now. It's pretty rough. No lie, we have been sitting. We're in Georgia right now, so we have been sitting here in Georgia since Wednesday. It's we got here Wednesday with that load from Texas, right?
Yeah.
It was Wednesday, yeah. So we got here Wednesday morning with a load that we got from, we came here from Texas. So we have been sitting in Georgia since Wednesday. Today is Sunday. We was not able to find any good loads. We got done with that load from Texas Wednesday morning. We couldn't find any loads on Wednesday. No loads on Thursday, nothing on Friday, and then it was Veterans Day, so the whole weekend was just,
It was the holiday weekend.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that we're not taking loads for like $1 anything. So unless you're talking $2.50, maybe
three, like, or
$2.50 is the least. $3 is like the average.
like, for step deck, most of our loads are a little bit over $3. Like like our limit is like $3. If it's a heavy load, you're gonna spend all this money, in fuel and all of that. So you don't want to be taking anything for less than $3. We have taken maybe one or two in the past that were about $2.50, just to get us out of an area that we needed to get out in order to get to the best, to a hot spot where there is, better paying loads.
Right.
But we will not go like under $3 for a step deck. That's like a slap on the face if you're offering me $1 and some change per mile. I'm not judging, the other, side of the trucking, like, dry van or anything. I don't know what they get paid, because that's not what we do. But if you're taking, anything less than that, like, that's fine. We're not judging anybody that is doing it, because you still gotta feed your family one way or another. However, for what we do, for step deck, there is some physical labor involved in it, and we gotta get compensated for that. He has to be out there, chaining things, strapping things. It requires some physical work there.
And we need to be compensated.
You gotta be compensated for
that.
that, absolutely. And that's the reason why, obviously step deck pays a little bit more than probably dry van or some other trucking things.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of tarping. We try to stay away from doing any low. We suck at tarping. Let's put it that way. We suck at tarping.
I can do it. I just don't want to.
That's the reality.
Tarps like 100 pounds each. Man. You gotta lift it over your head, throw it, and it's a workout.
It is. It's like a whole workout. And
I'm like, man, you gotta give me another $1 per mile.
Exactly. And a lot of the brokers, they don't want to compensate, properly for for tarping loads, so then we're properly not taking them. If you're not paying us what we're asking for, it's
Exactly.
a no. We probably done like 2 loads that require the required tarp. I think it was just 2 of them.
Or 2 or 3,
Yeah,
something
we
like
haven't
that.
done a lot, and we don't want to do those because first of all, like I said, they're not compensating properly, and it takes a special skill, and it's a lot of work, and you can
Yeah.
easily injure yourself by lifting all these heavy tarps and doing all these things. So that's obviously not for us. We will do it if we need to get out of a certain area. Other
That's
than
the
that,
only reason
yeah.
why we was doing it at
Yeah.
that time,
yeah,
and it was the only reason why we took maybe 250.
yeah,
It was the location,
Mhm.
and we trying to be in proximity of, the hot areas.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
anything outside of that is $3 and above.
yeah,
And if you take anything for like a less than $2, your net is gonna be
couple hundred, maybe.
couple hundred,
We're not-
max
yeah.
500,
Yeah.
maybe less.
And like we're not here for that, but we gotta do what works for our business model. We we don't have a truck payment, we don't have a trailer payment, so we don't have to take the $1 some change loads. We don't have to do that unless we want to. However, that's not what we do. If we gotta sit down in one area for days, then we sit down in that area for days until we find something that works for the business model that we have, which is we wanna make no less than $3 per mile, unless we have absolutely no choice to get out of that area.
Yeah.
But we're really careful about the areas that we go to. We're not trying to do volume of loads. We're trying to do quality paying loads, which I know right now is hard to find. But sometimes you just gotta be patient, and you just gotta just sit there and wait for scroll and on the load board and wait for that good one to post. I understand some people have a lot of payments, a lot, if you have a family, you have a house, the rent, mortgage. I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it work.
Yeah.
Support your family. We're not judging nobody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have kids that we're taking care of. Financially, we don't have a mortgage payment. We don't have rent payment now that we're living in the truck. So all our expenses is what we have here. Our business expenses, like the insurance, things like that. So outside of that, we don't have a lot of other expenses, and that gives us the freedom to choose, which loads we want to take, and we choose not to take anything that doesn't make sense for us. So, with that being said, if you want to get into the trucking business as an owner operator, and you come into the business with a lot of debt, with a lot of high expenses, like you have a super expensive house, you have a high mortgage,
expensive car,
yeah,
everything. Then you got a bunch of kids, that's money, and yeah, you might want to wait and assess what you're trying to do. If your credit is bad, that's going to affect you a lot. So the less credit you have, the more liquid cash you got to have. And everybody don't have a bunch of liquid cash at hand. Most people got credit. Most businesses, that's how they run. They run, a lot of the times off a whole lot of credit.
yeah.
So first thing is get your credit straight. So I mean, if you don't have any of these things in line, any of these, I guess your ducks in line, as far as like your credit, cash, expenses, you can't stay out of the casino, whatever the case is, whatever your bad habits are, you might want to reconsider, because these brokers are not playing.
No.
These brokers these days are, they're acting real funny these days.
Yeah.
And the gas prices is going up simultaneously. So they're dropping rates while the gas prices is going up, and it's squeezing all the truckers, especially the dry vans. I feel sorry for those guys. I seen their rates, and I'm just like, wow, like, whew.
It's tough. It's tough out here, and that's the other thing. If you're getting into trucking, today, and you're coming in as an owner operator, you're going to have super high, insurance for your business. The insurance for the business is crazy expensive. We all know that. So you're going to have that high payment. You're going to have to somehow, make money for your fuel. If you're doing power only, if you're coming in into the trucking industry with, you don't have your own trailer, you're doing power only. I don't even know what you're going to make with power only right now, being that the rates are so low for all of us that have a trailer. So I can't even imagine for power. I haven't looked at the low board for power only because obviously that's not what we do. I can't imagine what you will be making, right now. When we first started trucking, we was doing power only, because we didn't have our trailer. The rates were like okay. They were not what they are today. They were okay. We were still getting $3, $2.40 per mile for power only, which was not, horrible for power only. Today, they trying to pay $2 for flatbed step deck, and it's like no.
They're trying it.
They try.
I suggest all the flatbeds and step decks, low boys, RGN, whatever. Like, stay strong. Like, don't be taking these loads,
No.
giving these brokers this extra money that they're not working for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But again, like I said, we're not judging anybody. You gotta take what you gotta take, to support your family. If you have a family to feed and that's your only way to do it, do what you gotta do to get yours. We're not judging anybody. We're just saying, what we're not doing. Because obviously taking those, less paying loads, is contributing to that specific lane, to drop more and more and more. And now the brokers are like, no, somebody has been taking this load for $2 for the last month, so I'm not going to pay more than $2.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the brokers look at it. The brokers look at it as all across the U.S. is certain lanes that pays a specific amount it pays a specific amount of money per mile. And they base their rates off of what the rate was last month or the month prior, and they average it out. So if 1 month everybody was taking loads for a whole dollar cheaper, the next month they're going to drop the price.
Yeah.
Now all the truckers just set the rate for the next month.
Yeah.
And it's a domino effect. Then it gets lower and lower and lower. So, and this is the game that the brokers are playing. Truckers they complain or whatever, but you gotta go with the flow and just be strong.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah.
The government is not going to step in and come with some laws or whatever and change anything. That's not happening. So, yeah, you just gotta deal with it.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Hopefully things will change. We're, staying strong, hoping that things will get better next year. We shall see. If the fuel price goes down, hopefully the rates will go up a little bit, and maybe things will get better for all of us out here. But for right now, like I said, if you're coming into the trucking industry with a power only, situation, you're probably gonna struggle a lot.
Yeah.
We've been through that, so we're just giving you, our personal opinion, so that hopefully you don't have to struggle, as much. You're coming into the business more informed, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest, if you can, walk in power only, just the semi-tractor only, with the combination, not just power only. You're going to need a trailer.
Yeah.
If you can't do any of these things quickly, you may be out of business quick.
Yeah.
Our advice: wait, stack your money, build your credit, whatever it is you got to do, tap loose ends, and wait to. I'm not making any predictions. Me personally, I would just say wait till like February, March, and let's just see where things are from that point. And by that time, you can stack even more money, build your credit up even more, tied up more loose ends, kick bad habits if you got any. And,
kick him.
Yeah, so people like to drink or whatever. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be drinking.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta get focused. You gotta get focused out here, man. You gotta focused on the money while you out here. You're not out here to be playing around.
Yeah.
So,
So we talk to a lot of other truck drivers, being out here and on social media. I'm really active on all of my social media accounts. We talk to a lot of people, and one of the biggest things that we hear from owner operators that got into the business, last year, beginning of this year, it's that they have a really high truck payment, trailer payment, and then now that the rates are so low, the fuel is so high, they're really struggling, and it's really sad, because I have talked to a few of them that they had to, return their trucks, get rid of their trucks, and then go back to being, company drivers because they couldn't make it. So what I'm gonna say is, if you're coming into the trucking industry today with a lot of debt and you have a high lifestyle that you're thinking that you're going to be able to maintain, most likely you're going to be out of business within a year. That's if you make it to the year.
I suggest go company driver. If you buy a vehicle, then go under someone else's authority, and that's the only way. I would see coming in, like if you're just power only and you wanted to basically go under someone else's authority and just run under someone else, then that will be the route to take. But to be an all-out owner operator, it's tough.
It's hard.
It's a rough game out here.
Yeah, it's hard if if you're leasing a truck or you're financing a truck, a trailer, and all of that, and you're gonna have those payments are not cheap at all. They're high. They're like I was talking to somebody the other day online. Their truck payment was $2,400 a month. I cannot even imagine what will we do if we had a $2,400 payment a month. Like, that's a lot of money.
The insurance is high, let alone
right.
A truck payment on top of it.
Yeah.
Didn't even talk about a trailer.
Right. So you got to be really careful with that. We're not telling you don't do it. Like, that's not what we're saying. You can have, there's a lot of, good things about, being an owner operator as well, and we're going to make a whole separate, video on that. We're telling you, be careful. Just be careful, because you don't want to get into a situation where you think that you're going to, come in and make all this money. You're probably going to make all this money, but you're not going to be able to keep all this money. Fuel is crazy. Fuel has been taking the majority of our money every month.
When you got to go to the gas pump, and every time you go to the pump, you're spending $500 to $700 every time you want to fill it back up again. I could be a little past. I could have about a quarter tank. This specific truck, quarter tank, to fill it back up again, it's going to about another $700.
Yeah.
$650, maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so
it can add up real quick.
And at the end of the week, you see what you've been spending, and it's in the thousands just in fuel.
Just in fuel. Yeah.
Like if you made like $20,000. I would think that you would take home at least only 12 out of it. And I'm being nice.
And from there, and from there, just imagine. So if you made $20,000, your fuel expenses for that month was $8,000. So now you have a truck payment, you have a trailer payment, you have insurance, which insurance is super expensive. So you have those three things, and then you have mortgage, you have utilities, you have kids, you have a wife, you have all these other things. You're gonna end up with probably nothing every month. And God forbid something happens to your truck. The shops take forever to fix anything. It can be like the simplest thing, and they're like, yeah, come and drop it off, and then we'll let you know when we can get to it. So if the truck breaks down, you're probably going to have it sitting at the shop for 2-3 weeks at a time.
At least a week.
Yeah, so
at least
a week. So if you're not making any money, because the truck is your money producing tool that you have. So if you don't have that money producing tool, ready to go, then you're not making money those weeks, that your truck is down. And so now that month, you're not going to be able to cover, your truck payment, your rent payment, your trailer, unless, like I said, you have unlimited cash supply every month. Or, we don't have that.
Unlimited.
we don't have that. So It gets really it's tricky and it's hard and it's you just gotta be really careful. Whatever decision you make, you want to get into it. Right now, we wish you nothing but the best, and we support you from here. We're not telling nobody not to do it. We want to see everybody, become business owners. That should be, we're all with the mentality that, that should be the goal for everybody. Become a business owner so that you can, have your own, and hopefully one day make more money than being a company driver. However, you have to be smart on how you do it and understand the market, understand the economy. Right now, the economy is so bad. The trucking industry is one of the worst, industries right now, because they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. And, with the fuel being what it is today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so just that whole scenario with the 20,000 and you spend 8,000 in fuel, truck payment is 2, insurance is about 2, your trailer's about 2. Yeah.
Your mortgage is another 2.
And your mortgage is another 2.
So. And you gotta, put money away for your maintenance for your truck, for your taxes at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You gotta put money away for all of that. Because if something happens and you don't have the credit card, the business credit, and you don't have the cash, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do?
Don't beg the bank.
At the bank?
And the bank is not going to help.
The bank don't care. The bank don't care about your problems.
Yeah.
We all know that. So you just gotta be smart with whatever decision you make. This is just our personal opinion out here. We don't know everything. We are new to the business, to the trucking industry. We've been doing it for less than a year. It will be a year, March of next year. So we don't know everything. If some of you, more experienced truck drivers, owner operators out there have some advice for, for us, for the other, possible, new owner operators, put it down in the comments. Share the knowledge. Tell them some things that you will do different today. Tell them, share with everybody, what your experience has been out here, so that hopefully they come into the trucking industry more prepared. It's all about sharing the knowledge. This channel is all about sharing the knowledge and helping each other. That's all.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
It's tough. It's tough out here, but just results may vary.
Yeah.
Everybody's situation is different, and get in if you want. Just understand.
Yeah. Just
what you're
understand.
getting into.
Yeah.
What you're getting into. So.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for me.
All right, guys. So we wish everybody that is trying to become owner operator, we wish you guys nothing but the best. We support you from here 100%, and let's keep on trucking.